Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Joe,
And I'm Jake,
and this is the
the Joe
Joe
and
and
Jake
Jake
Show.
Show.
Nailed it. We'll get it on episode 4.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Pumped to be here. We're still getting used to this frequent cadence where we have to get these videos out, so bear with us. Thank you to all of our subscribers. The topic of today's show is a quick recap on the Knicks versus the Houston Rockets.
What happened?
Not gonna lie, if you were
How
one of
did
those
we win?
people, who only showed up for the last 5 minutes of the game, you were probably like, "What a great game!" But for the rest of us watching, it was like, "Oh my God, not another one! I can't believe it."
And how did we win?
How do we win? And listen, Joe was sitting here with me in my office, and we were watching it on the TV. And Joe actually did a better job watching this game. I was a little bit distracted with some other things going on, but Joe, why don't you take us through? Take us through this game.
Man, so at first we were up, and I was like, all right, this is good so far, but don't do what you guys did against the Pistons, which they did. The Rockets came back from a 13-point lead and led 54-53 at the half. And then, Brunson had 2 points in the whole first half, and those were free throws. So he didn't even no field goals, no threes, so nothing, just free throws and 2 points for Jalen Brunson. But to start off the game, Kevin Durant was 0 for 6 actually, but then he came back, did his Kevin Durant stuff, and everyone knows from there because he's him. He's a bucket, as we said last time. And Amen Thompson, his defense is wild. He gave Brunson a run for his money. Brunson still dropped 20 points. But you know who dropped 25 points? Karl Anthony Towns. That's just great. We finally got him the ball, and we finally got him in the offense. He drove to the basket. He finally shot threes. Not just shot them, he made them too.
He
And
went he went he went 3 for 3 from the field. From behind the arc, 3 for 3. So 100% 3-point shooting. And I would actually say that they were actually timely threes, which was big. To your point, Joe, on 34 minutes he had 25 points, leading scorer for the team.
I like that.
10 for 15 from the field. Still had 7 rebounds.
Hey, seven rebounds we could do. If he has 25 and 7, that's okay.
And he was a plus minus 23, highest on the team.
Wow.
Highest on the team.
That's great stuff.
Second highest plus minus on the team. You want to take a guess who it was, Joe?
Jose Alvarado.
Jose Alvarado. He's a plus minus
Oh my
19.
God, that man in
We're
the
gonna come back to
clutch.
him. We're gonna
Yes,
come back to him. We're gonna
yes,
come back to him. So keep rolling. You were rolling with the stats, Joe.
yes. You know, an okay night from Mikal Bridges. How many do you see how many points he had?
He had 11 points on 31 minutes. He was 1 for 2 from three. He shot 5 of 11 on the field. He had 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He
See,
was a plus minus 3.
see, a meh game for Mikal Bridges. Not a
I,
bad game, not
Joe,
an insane
but this
game.
is like him. This is his game. This is what he does. He's not he either gives you a 30-point game or it's like a 7, 8, 9, 10 point game.
Or a 2 point game. But so yeah, OG Anunoby, still can't really isn't really hitting that three ball recently, but
So he went
still
he went 2 for 7 from three, but he did score 20 points.
we know what he's about on defense, so that's okay. And now here we get to my guy.
Well, hold on before we speed past OG's performance last night. Homie had 4 steals. Okay,
Yes, and
four steals,
three of those were in the first quarter, I think.
which was big. I felt like OG came out and made a statement defensively after his performance last night or on Thursday
And
versus
he
the
had
Pistons. Yeah,
yes, and he had to guard Kevin Durant, which was a tough matchup.
tough matchup. So Joe, let's talk about Durant for a second. The man's 37 years old.
He
Played
dropped 33 points, right? Or
30
30.
points, 30
30?
points, 3-0, 3-0 points. He played 38 minutes. He went 4 for 10 from three, so he struggled from three a little bit.
But that midi
I
is
mean,
always
it's still
on
40% shooting, but
top.
He was a plus minus 15, most on the team for the Rockets. So like by all stretches, Kevin Durant had a good game. But like I don't know when if you look at just look if you're one of those people who were looking at it in the last 2 minutes. I mean Durant, he coughed up a pretty big turnover right there with like a minute and a half, and that was where the Knicks went ahead.
That's when Brunson hit that tough mid-range jumper. Could
Yeah,
have
so
been and one, but
Joe, walk us through the final 2 minutes because basically the Knicks started making this run, and it was like you didn't want to believe it. But
yeah,
we rallied down from 18, which is the biggest comeback of the year, which is
18.
insane. And like you just got to feel really good about it if you're a Knicks fan. But Joe, take us through that final 2 minutes because it was a sight to behold for sure.
I will do that. But let's just go back to Kevin Durant for one more second.
Okay.
With his game, he did drop 30 points, but he is tied for most 20-point games since since he's played his first time in the Gardens from now he's dropped 20 points. Or like most 20-point games in the Garden in
I
a
think I
row.
saw, I think the stat was that it was like 8 in a row or something
Yeah,
crazy like that.
or like tied for most.
Yeah.
And then so yes, Kevin Durant, great game, as we all know, still a bucket. Um but yes, that last few minutes of the game. I think it all started at like 9 minutes left, right?
So let's see here. There's a crazy chart that I'll see if I can figure out a way to put it up on the screen here. That basically shows that the Knicks were leading effectively the entire first half, except for right at the very end of the second half.
Yeah, with the 54 and 53.
They were up by one. Then for almost the entirety of the second half, the Rockets were leading, and
By
they
10.
it by I'm gonna say this looks like an average of at least 8 to 10. They peaked at 18, and then literally the Knicks just like snuck right by. It looks like a perfect sort of like sine curve for all you math nerds out there. Um, if I've got my trigonometry wrong, leave it in the comments. So Joe, take me through that final 2 minutes though, because yes, the game got close. It's one thing to like get the game close in 2 minutes; it's another to pull it out. So walk me
Exactly.
through the last final possessions.
Jose Alvarado. What a guy. I think he hit two big threes. I remember he hit a three in the corner. I was like, "Oh baby, this is tough." And then he it all started with a Landry Shamet 3-pointer. Per use, per use.
Landry's been big. He's been big for us. And listen, I know you're going to give me a lot of hate for this. I feel like Landry, what they're getting out of Landry is what they were hoping to get out of Bridges. Tough defense, shut down, effort, hustle, gives up the body, timely 3 pointers.
I like that take. I'm not gonna lie. I like that take. I'm never gonna disagree with the Landry Shamet take.
Yeah, I know you're a big guy on Landry, although in defense of Bridges, he did have a very timely putback. I don't know if it was to an Alvarado layup, but
Yeah, it was an Alvarado 3, and he had to put back.
he came out of nowhere and just put it back, which was great. So in the last I want to say minute and a half, 2 minutes, Alvarado he pulls out two steals. He kind of like grabs the ball away from Durant, which
And
turns into a fast break, and he had this ridiculous layup.
this
I don't even know
layup.
how he took
I
the
know.
angle to get it in. It was like so impressive.
Like I remember you said like, "Oh, help him, like someone help him," and then he was like, "Oh my gosh, that's a miss," and then he made it, and
He
it was
somehow
crazy.
made it, which was crazy. But then the other thing that was just like you can't teach was he goes in, he intercepts a pass in midair, and then he dumps it off to Brunson because he knows he's going out of bounds.
Yes,
And then Brunson basically runs up the court, does his Brunson thing, does this crazy step back, but also like side fades, shoots swishes, and it was like vintage clutch Brunson. And I gotta say, as a fan, I was pretty encouraged because I'm like, these are the Knicks I remember. These are like the scrappy, like you give us an inch, we'll take a mile New York Knicks. And when we were in the Garden on Thursday, there was not too much to cheer about. But like, I literally could feel the Garden energy like popping out of the television, right?
me as well. Me as well.
And so, highly encouraged. Really great win. It just continues to make Leon Rose look like a genius for getting Alvarado. I was encouraged to see Cat, shooting the three, going to the. He goes to the hoop with like an intention to finish. He approaches the hoop with the intention to score when he's in his groove. When he's not, he's looking for the foul. He's just looking for the foul. I'm just gonna say it.
Yes. And something else yesterday that I did see and realize is that he didn't really yell at the refs like at all. I
I
like
didn't.
that.
I wasn't really clocking it because, like I said, you watched the game more than I did.
Yes.
But you know,
I was a fan of that. He did like I think he had this like stupid offensive foul. Or no. Or like I think he got fouled like yeah, he fouled somebody at the end. Everyone thought it was a block, but it was a foul. Or like I don't know. But he didn't say anything about it. He didn't get mad. He was just like, ah.
I think he knew he did it. I know the play you're talking about. But speaking of offensive fouls, how about our boy Jalen Brunson? He was struggling for the first 3 quarters, yet he
Yes.
was finding other ways to impact the game. He took 3 charges. No, I'm sorry. He took 2 charges, and then he took one of those like elbows to the face offensive fouls. He drew 3 offensive fouls that were big. That was like momentum shifting,
Yes.
and you know
He had 20 points still.
still had 20 points. Not like a big game for him, but clutch, timely buckets. And I know I keep saying that, but that's important, right? Like, if you're hitting buckets when no one cares and it doesn't matter, that's not helpful. The game has momentum. There's a live dynamic to the game. It does matter when you hit your shots versus when you miss. And it's not just at the end of the game, right? Like, it's hard to explain, but like the chemistry and the flow of the competitive dynamic, it matters when you hit your shots. It totally does. It matters when you get the turnovers.
Yeah.
And maybe just to give KD a little bit of credit, like he looked good. He looked good out there. It was one of those tough losses that like you hate to see it, but like look, Alvarado had 2 great steals. KD coughed, literally just like threw the ball out of bounds, lost his handles. Brunson comes in and makes the score. And some people are like, the Knicks, like they sucked for 3 quarters and then they got lucky in the fourth. You know what? Yeah, maybe they got lucky, but they had a bunch of bad luck against the Pistons. They couldn't hit a three for their lives, so it like this stuff ebbs and flows. So look, at the end of the day, the Knicks continue to be a highly inconsistent team, and you just do not know what you're going to get night in, night out. I think there's a couple of people you know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get hustle from Josh Hart. You know you're going to get toughness from Jose Alvarado. You know Mitchell Robinson, I think, is going to come in and do his rebounds. You know he's not going to hit free throws to save his life. Although whenever he does, it's like people lose their minds at the Garden, which is always a sight to behold. The big question marks is Cat going to foul out of the game? Is Cat going to get himself moving offensively, and is that going to motivate him to be a participant defensively? You also don't know. Listen, I'm going to say it. You don't know what's going to happen with Mikal Bridges. Is he going to be a factor in the game? Is he going to be a nobody in the game? Last night, important thing to note was Mikal Bridges on the floor at the end of the game. He was not. He was on the bench. And guess
Yeah.
what? It was the right call, because if we didn't have Alvarado in there doing those 2 steals,
Or Shamit.
well, Shamit was actually out there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, and listen, you accuse me of hating on Bridges. I'm not hating on Bridges. Just because someone has a good game doesn't mean we need to like, degrade somebody else. But at the end of the day, like, Bridges should be feeling pressure is one thing. I'm going to use a different word. I feel like all these Knicks should be feeling a bit of a responsibility right now in this season. There is a now listen, the Pistons are for real. They're a real basketball team, and we have not had an answer for them. But putting that to the side, there's an opportunity here to do something the New York Knicks have not done in my lifetime, and certainly not in yours, Joe. And if these New York Knicks find a way to win a championship, they will go down in franchise history. And for me, I kind of wonder, like, do they get that? Like, if I walked around with that perspective, I would be so locked in every single game. Like, it would be impossible for me to be distracted, because I'd be like in the mecca of basketball, and I'd be like, "This is my chance, man," you know. And I know it's easy for me to say sitting here with my hat backwards, like in my chair, but I almost want to like sit them down and be like, guys, like, it's not pressure, it's opportunity, you know. And we're all rooting for you, we're all behind you. And if there's like 100% hustle 100% of the time, and we still don't get the outcome, like, yeah, we'll be disappointed, but like no one's gonna be on you for lack of effort. It's like the lack of fire, it's the passiveness, it's the lack of aggression. Like, if they're gonna screw up, I want to see them screw up full speed.
Yeah. One thing about the Jose Alvarado steals is that I remember two of them, or three of them, the three of them. One of them was the Kevin Durant steal. The other one, I think it was actually Kevin Durant inbounding the ball, and Jose Alvarado came out of nowhere. It was in the corner. He stole the ball like that, and then yeah, I think this was when you were talking about where he threw it out of bounds. Well, he didn't throw it out of bounds, but he threw it while going out of bounds. I remember Amen Thompson posting up, and then Jose Alvarado just comes out of nowhere, takes the ball, and then it's like he's on the ground diving for it. Amen Thompson throws it away. Then Sengun gets it for a bit. He throws it away, and then we get it, and then that's just it's just great. Two more things I want to talk about is Jeremy Sohan. So, listen, I get it. Like the Pistons game, I get it. It was his first game. I say he got like a little bit more minutes than the Pistons game, like slightly more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like he played good defensively. I think it was good, but
He played
like
4. He played 4 minutes in this
that's
game.
it. That's
That's
it.
it. 4 minutes.
What
But
about last time?
That's more than the Pistons.
That's more than the Pistons.
Yeah.
I think we got to get that to like at least 10 minutes. If they move it to 10 minutes a night, I think that'd be good. Cause like they just put him in for like this like the stupid little like 5 seconds left defensive play or like a free throw to get a rebound. Like no, I don't want that. That's not what he came to do. He came to play for this team, and impact it in a big way. So, you know,
You
I
know what
see
though,
that.
Joe? I'm gonna chalk that up to Mike Brown still trying to figure out the best way to use him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, Mike Brown has got his hands full for sure. You know, so I am not dissing Mike Brown at all. He is trying his hardest to see what's gonna go on for the rest of the season and playoffs. And then the last thing I want to talk about every single time is Jordan Clarkson. Where was he? I saw him. I saw him with this like not even a polo shirt. It was a like quarter zip with short sleeves. I was like, what is that? Like I didn't see nobody else wearing that, but he was in his uniform. I was like, get this man some court time, bro.
Joey
Like
D is ready to sign the free Jordan Clarkson petition. He just wants
I don't
JC
get it.
00. Hey, listen. You know what? Speaking of which, like I said at the start of the show, we're trying to do better with the cadence of these episodes, but we're still learning. We're not professionals, so like we appreciate everybody. But that being said, Joe, let's get this thing posted because guess what time it is?
8 o'clock.
It's game time, and the New York Knicks are playing the Chicago Bulls. Always a fun team to play, but especially because our former Knick, Gershon Yabusele, is actually on the team. And on one hand, I kind of want to see him. Obviously, I want to beat him, but on the other hand, like I kind of want to see him ball out a little bit, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like I would get a little mad because he was on our team, but we didn't do anything with him.
That's why I feel like it's either a lose-lose or a win-win, depending on how you look at it. But Joe, anything else to say before we split on this quick episode?
Let's go Knicks.
Let's go
And
Knicks.
tonight, right now, I need some Jordan Clarkson.
You know what, Joe? I don't think he's going to play unless we blow him out.
Yeah, I always root for a blowout so that he could play. But like, I want him to get some good real minutes.
Maybe
Like,
tonight's the night. We'll
I
find
hope
out.
so.
We appreciate everybody. Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.